we're all obsessed with social media and all those different things. And in this political climate, I have such a hard time not forcefully posting judgmental fiction or like just bringing it into my head, just saying, guys, he's off the like off the charts, ridiculous.
RFK?
And RFK. Or anyone
what
within
is
that
off the charts
realm,
about
like
him?
they're just
working out on an airdyne bike and jeans in a sauna is not normal physical exercise. That's not normal.
Yeah, but that's not off the charts.
no, it's not off the charts, bonker. I mean, it's.
If I went into a gym and saw somebody working out in jeans on an airdyne bike in a sauna, I would think to myself, that person's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I mean, he's in incredible shape, though.
Well, how come he can't perform a proper leg press then?
I'd be like, you need to give me my monthly fees back. I'm not paying to watch
serious.
this.
You haven't seen the video of him doing leg presses? He doesn't bring them down. Like, you have a million plates on there, and listen, maybe it's AI.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I'm not judging the dude's leg press because I don't have any understanding of fitness.
Look at him. I've seen him. That dude is in great shape. He's a strong guy, dude.
I don't think based on somebody's physical appearance,
he's a strong
you can judge.
Dude, but I'm not going to judge his understanding of just reality in general, right? And I'm not going to. I don't want to point this in a direction.
Do you have RFK derangement syndrome?
I do.
Okay,
I do.
I'll give you an example.
I don't even want to.
I love it.
Who was the one?
I do.
I just want to
Who's the attorney general who never finished?
And that's fine,
up, man.
I'm with you, man.
Who's the attorney general that never finished her med school residency? The surgeon general.
I don't know.
The chick they've been talking about, who never finished her residency. I know what it reminded me of when somebody ran for DA here, who I did not vote for, simply because this person had never been a prosecutor before. I was like, why would I appoint? I'm not saying anything about her as a candidate or as a DA, but my mindset is I'm not going to vote for this person because they've never been a prosecutor before. Why would we appoint somebody to be the surgeon general who's not like I just feel like everything is so second guessed now. I feel like the title that comes with years of schooling and years of research and years of professionalism is now negated because, I got a better idea on YouTube. Like, I just feel like the expertise is lost in this world, and we're appointing people to jobs who are not experts, and the people who hold these jobs should be experts, but now people don't trust experts. I don't know.
I just think this entire just everyone in Trump's camp, I just can't even take with an ounce of seriousnness. And I don't want to, again, I don't want to get into that. Leader? Yeah, it's
just like by default.
It's idiotic and absolutely ridiculous. And it's just this bully standpoint and that to me is just heart crunching. Like, we've lost the ability just to be fucking good human beings, and we've utilized these platforms and all these different things to just spew hatred and make it okay. And it's so upsetting that, like, that's where I'm saying, like, I can't even just listen to it because I'm already just so bummed on where we're at.
Guilt by association.
It's just I can.
So you couldn't listen to RFK on a podcast for. What if you found yourself being pleasantly surprised, like, wow, I actually agreed with 75% of what he said? Can you get past that? Like, just his voice, his look, his face, the shorts, the cocaine off toilet seats, all that stuff you sort of see.
I don't judge him for that. That's like
everywhere.
the last thing I judge him for.
Yeah, I'm not.
If I were to tell you, right, Bill Wright, I mean, I think that.
No, I'm not going to judge somebody based on physical, like,
no, I'm not judging on any of that stuff. But you have to listen. Maybe there's a chance that there's something I would have agreed upon on that. Yeah, and it will sound shitty, but I'm not even going to give him the chance. I don't need to. I just don't need to fill that up. I'll read. It's kind of like when you do your research, right? Yeah. I don't just read the New York Times. I'll read a ton of different things, and I'll look at Fox and some other things and take a judgment of what it is. You know that it's slightly skewed. If you read the same paper every single day, you're going to form a certain opinion. Mm-hmm. It's you have, it's like we talk about YouTube videos and all that other stuff. Yeah. It's like, or any AI generated, you got to use all the tools you can. I'm just at a point where I'm done using the tools. I need a little bit of a break.
Yeah.
And, flipping of the scales, like, listen, we've done, low carb diet and all these different things. I mean, I've tried a million different diets, back in the day, and nothing ever worked until I came into the understanding of it was self-driven. It wasn't about anything other than I needed to do it for me. Mm-hmm. And I had the motivation to do that, right? So I grew up with a family of addicts, and I'm definitely massively addictive in a form of whatever it is. But if you're not going to do it for yourself, it's never going to happen. So it's the sciences and all those things. It's, you talk about this, it's calories in, calories out.
Yeah.
Right. It's not.
But you can lose weight in an unhealthy way by just doing calories in, calories out. Right.
100%.
But if you're simply just trying to get the number on the scale lower, yes, you need to burn more calories than you're taking.
So like when they talk about like, oh, let's flip it off and it's protein this and breads, and it's like, kind of, but he's also not a doctor. I mean, I don't know.
Well, he talks a lot about the lobbyists, that pyramid benefiting big food.
Right.
So
big food, that
like cereal companies and stuff like
chains
that.
And processed food companies and all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
The stuff that the president literally promotes, buys fast food for people every time they're at he celebrates that shit. So it's a little contradictory.
Well,
but it's not
Make America
every
healthy
time.
again.
I thought,
yes.
that's the plot.
Anytime he's ever had any sports team at the White House, he's buying. Make America healthy again. If we're gonna go based on physical appearance, because you're like, well, he looks like a healthy guy. Well, the president looks like probably the unhealthiest president we've ever had.
And this is where the twist comes in, right? Bottom line, they're down to make money.
Sure,
well, I think
I agree.
You got to take the politics out of money.
He's not hoping to turn these kids around and help obesity within the United States. He's
RFK?
not. I'm sorry. Yeah,
I disagree. I think he is. Yeah, and that's fine. We can leave it.
Yeah.
I don't think Trump gives a shit if the country is healthy or not.
I can't speak for Trump, but I can speak for RFK.
Yeah. Listen, Bill, I will push back slightly because I think, and I understand the exhaustion that just anyone who's associated with Trump is somebody you're just not even kind of willing to give the time of day to, which I understand. Like, if you align with this guy, then it makes me question what you're saying. But I think one of the reasons I love Bernie Sanders, and I could give you 100, not that I'm saying he's the answer, but when it comes to politicians, he's somebody I really respect and agree with a lot of the time. He is not afraid to say when Trump actually does something good. Like, there was something with prescription drugs recently where, despite his disgust for the man, despite his probably hatred for the guy, when he does something that benefits people that Bernie represents, he gives credit where credit is due. And it's really, really hard to not do that. I understand. I fall into the trap.
I'm not saying that it's totally wrong. I can't. I have so much going on already in just personal wealth. I don't want to invest any more time into it.
Dude, right? It's that fine line of not getting so far.
That's the hard part. So I'm
not
saying
or anyone in the Trump administration.
Not to guide my line into a hard, fast thing, but really anyone in the Trump administration.
Listen, I understand, man. Like, this is why we chat. It's so
not upsetting.
It is upsetting. Absolutely. The content is heavy. It's consistent. Excuse me. It's constant.
And I feel like enough people have kind of stepped away from Trump at this point that maybe, I don't know. I'm drinking today, though, guys.
Yeah.
There you go.
But
this one nail is messed up. I got an appointment on Friday, and I really keep trying to hide it because I couldn't get into
favorite spot down in Lennox.
House of Polish, baby. Shout out to my nail lady.
I challenge you to watch RFK on Rogan.
Give it an hour. I've never watched Rogan, so I'll give it. I love podcasts. I love listening to.
He's a curious guy.
Trainer. Yeah, that's what I'm watching.
Yeah, no, I think I'll
listen to it.
I like Rogan.
I'll report back. I'll give you the hour.
Yeah, no, for sure. So Bill Wright is our special guest today on off air. You filmed it. You got all that, obviously.
Yeah, I said. Jesus. I was like, Ryan, you started rolling, right?
He was like,
you just gotta go as soon as the mics are out.
Dude, I got faked big time. Bill Wright's our special guest. He's just a cool dude, man. He's probably the coolest dad. I mean, just like looking anyway.
Yeah, I want to be like Bill, for sure.
I appreciate it.
Charlotte said to me the other day, you don't dress that cool, Brian. I'm like, and the first guy I thought it was Bill Wright, dude.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, you want me
Bill's
with
fits
the
are
loop,
pretty...
the earring? What do you call these? They're not earrings. They're like, pull your headphones.
No,
off
they
for a
would
second.
be
Like what are those? I don't even know what they're called.
I don't know.
You don't know what they're called?
I call them earrings or gauges.
Yeah.
I think they're called gauges. Yeah.
So gauges is the gauge of the opening. Like right now, that is 1 inch, and it's been that way for 20-something years, right? It's not going to change.
How do you get it to expand that wide without pain?
So there's a couple things. I say this all the time I'm not going to make fun of you. Typically, it's a child that asks me that question. Because
I was going to say somebody like older.
Right? They're and this is, and I actually love it. I love when kids come up and go, how did you do that? Why is that? What they ask questions. They're not afraid to ask questions, right? They're okay with it because they don't know any different.
Right.
So think of and you may not have had this. I had it. My grandmother, she used to wear these big earrings and her ears were like, the holes for her earrings were all dragged down.
Yeah.
Right? Your body expands.
Heavy ass earrings for all that.
Right. I mean, it's just like weight gain, right? Your body expands. So if you do it slowly, you put one earring in and then they gauge up to the next size. After a month, 2 months, 3 months, that earring fits fine. Put the next one in, it's a slight pressure. That's fine.
It's
so
like
it takes
expander.
years.
You start at this size and you work till
you just slowly move up and your body, you're not tearing anything.
Right.
You're literally just expanding the skin like you would if you had 45 cheeseburgers.
Right.
So it's honestly, it's that kind of
stretch mark.
It is one big stretch mark.
But it's not, you don't just throw that size gauge in.
No, I knew that much.
Yeah.
I knew that much. Yeah. I just didn't know. All right. So, and you said that no adult has ever asked you that question because they're afraid to?
No, the adults.
Or they don't have the curiosity.
They don't have the curiosity. I think a lot of times it's, an adult, like I just did, will pass judgment quickly and just pawn it off. They have no interest. They could care less. It's that someone is like, all right, you look like an idiot, or you don't. Or I get compliments from it all the time. People do like it. They say, oh, that looks great. I remember seeing someone back in the day or whatever it is. But they don't typically, they don't engage in like, how did you do that?
Yeah.
It's more of an internal judgment than like a natural curiosity.
Yeah.
Judgment one way or the other.
But the kids are fascinated and they're okay with asking and they're not nervous.
Oh, that's all I do. I love asking people questions,
And listen, that's why I love art and I love Basquiat and things like that. And I refer to it as like childish art because they're not afraid to make those mistakes, ask those questions, do those things.
Yeah.
In the same scenario, you have that young at heart mentality, right? You have that willingness to go, I don't know about it. I want to know about it. I'm going to ask you. I don't care.
Yeah. The more eccentric you are or looking you are, the more I'm interested. Like I am one of my best friends from high school. Super eccentric dude. Oh, yeah.
You don't think well, I was thinking about this when we were talking about like Bill not even wanting to give somebody in the Trump administration any of his time or energy because it's valuable, right? I would think we've talked about people that, like if somebody comes in with, purple hair or something like that, you're like maybe a little less like dismissive of their opinions because you're like, all right, I already know what this bitch's agenda is going to be.
I assume they're woke, definitely.
Right.
If you've got blue or purple hair, you're definitely woke. Yeah, I think.
I feel like that is so 10 years ago. The
I just can't help my facial expressions.
I love doing that smart.
But I think it has a lot to do with obviously having tattoos, right? Going through this whole thing.
Yeah, but that's not like a woke thing now. Yeah. You could be any.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. You can everyone someone, it doesn't matter. No one's going to look at you and go, oh, so you did a little prison time, huh? Like,
right. Yeah. No one thinks that now. Now they're like, oh, who did your piece? When did you get this done? Now it's
I love that. So I feel as if now it's become accepted. I mean, you see, the colored hair. I don't see that as being so different. I don't know. I mean, Carrie used to color her hair. My kids all had crazy hair colors. I had crazy hair colors when I was younger. Like it was.
Well, I think that's Slater's point is he thinks it's like there's a grow up aspect to it, or no? Or am I putting words in your mouth?
Oh no,
because like Bill pulls it off.
No, Well, you had the blonde hair, man. I almost did it.
I thank you.
Did you like the blonde hair?
No, yeah, I liked it on Joe Burrow, a hot 23-year-old quarterback.
Oh my God. I got so much shit for that. I like the blonde hair.
I thought you pulled it off well,
bro. I thank you very much.
Well,
it's definitely coming back.
Here's the thing is, it doesn't matter if I liked it or not. If you liked it, if your girl likes it, then who cares?
Well, it kind of matters because I've known you for 10 years and you're sort of like more than 10 years and you're sort of like a fixture in my life almost.
Yeah, but who cares if I like your
I mean, it doesn't, like, it's not going to,
I mean? Yeah.
It's not going to decide whether I change it.
Yeah. Oh, I hope not.
But,
did you really not like it?
No.
Why didn't you like it?
I just...
I almost texted you and asked if you want to go to the salon. We'll get it done together.
I'm
in.
Well, one, I didn't like the color and the tone of it. It looked very brassy and like orange to me. So just the color itself, I didn't enjoy. And it seemed like almost like a little like thirsty, like a little like.
Yeah, no.
And again, this is just me being. I mean, whatever. Like, who am I to judge? But like, I don't know. It just came off as like, what are we? And I like your natural salt and pepper hair, which you have like such an aversion to.
Yeah, no, I don't because it's.
You pull it off.
Oh, dude,
though.
you're so obsessed with the age thing.
Oh, very much so.
And you're so young.
Very much so.
45, But I don't.
I'm going to be 54 in a couple weeks.
Yeah. But I'd rather look like you at 55. It means a lot to me to remain trim and fit and sort of.
That's nothing to do with your hair color, though.
No, but it's
it's under that umbrella.
It's the same thing what I just said.
Because it's a role.
I think it was fun. I think it was like just. It's not about what you have to. You're standing or what Listen, I've completely gray hair, and I don't really care. But the willingness to be like, I'm just going to bleach my hair.
Yeah, the kids did. What happened was the kids did it.
That's more fun.
Yeah.
And that's why I liked that so much. I wasn't saying like, well, now that Slater's jacked and he's got blonde hair, he's like,
let's walk that back. No, but I know what you're saying. Slater definitely has a different viewpoint on fitness than he has before. Sure.
Yeah, no, sure.
Well, I mean, you're somebody who I consider like very stylish. Like you've always, as long as I've known you, you've had this not unique style, but just your own style. You're like, this is what I think is cool, and you pull it off. I'm big on like age appropriateness with fashion. And is that something that we need to like let go as a society? Like nothing is more cringe to me. I mean, I'm 41 years old now. The last thing I want to do is try to dress like I'm 21. Like I just try to pick out clothes that I am comfortable in, that I feel like look good on my body type. And that's kind of about it. Like if I see guys,
I won't put a number on fashion. I will not.
Like when I see guys wearing like True Religion bedazzled jeans and they're like,
well, that's just out of style, yeah?
Well, I mean, they came back. Okay,
what kind of age is that? I don't even.
All right, I don't know. So you don't.
I'm not going to judge anyone on that. I will say, admittedly, I think anyone that knows me knows this. The pajama bottoms in public. I'm getting past the sweats because I'll wear them to the gym now because my kids are like hitting me up with like
sweats and leggings.
Good kits.
Pajamas are different.
But you gotta, when you leave the house, you have to have invested a little bit of effort.
Absolutely.
I don't think decorum is necessarily the right word, but
I also think fashion.
I didn't just literally roll out of bed with like, I can't with the pajama pants.
It reeks of apathy, and I don't like that.
No,
I'm with you 100%.
I get I'll get shaky. I'm like start sweating because I'm like, oh my God.
I'll go out.
I won't sweat, but I will judge you.
They'll lack. Yeah, I mean,
so
just
if you catch me at the supermarket on Sunday morning and I have sweatpants and a sweatshirt on, but they're cool sweatpants. They're not like I'm not out in fleece Snoopy pajama bottoms.
Yeah.
You know who you people are.
Yeah.
Sweatpants, dude. If you've got sweatpants on or like a pair of boots or like a jacket and a hat or something like a cap like that.
Going to the gym.
Or even if you're leaving the gym and going to the grocery store.
An errand run.
And you're standing straight up and you're being decent to people and you're shaking people's hand.
Well, listen,
hey, how are you?
The most important
you're keeping your conversation to yourself and you're not on your cell phone.
Yeah.
Yes, I think a lot of that. I think that matters in society.
I meant being respectful.
I agree. Absolutely. And again, I'm not judging on that, but I put a lot of effort into what I wear, but I don't base it on, and I wouldn't say that it's an age range, right?
Okay.
I think growing up as a skateboarder and being unique during that younger age and that style, how it kind of created what it was, and now I'm looking more into certain things. I mean, I joke about this with friends. Like my morning is like I get up, I do the New York Times, I do the Wordle, read a little news.
Dude, why aren't we friends on the leaderboard? Oh my God, I'm going to add you right now.
And then
you know who I play is with our mutual friend Jonah Cole. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I love him. He's like my number one competitor on there. Okay. But anyway, sorry, go ahead.
So I'll go to Pinterest and look up outfits and like put together an outfit for the day, right? I think it's so important to express yourself because everyone's going to judge that book by its cover. Right? You're sure. going to get judged. Just like I said in the beginning, I judge individuals and it's not a great trade, but you will be judged. And if you can put a little bit of time and effort into it, it says a lot. Just like you said, when you're out there and you're focused and you're not on your phone and you're saying hello, shaking hands.
Yes.
That's a big deal.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah. And I wouldn't say that because, you know, I still wear a lot of sort of maybe younger fashion through like, you know, the Supreme and Palace and, you know, shoes are a very big thing.
Sure.
They are younger shoes, right?
Right. But you also are like an OG person who's always been into that. So you've kind of, it's aged with you. Like sneaker culture has been around now. It's like, you know, rap used to be like a young person's genre. Well, guess what? Now we're all 40, 50 years old. So rap has grown with us. Like
like I said, I'm going to be 54 years old. And I wore, a Cinna sweatshirt to the gym the other day from, like Central Seas, like getting it, the London Trap. And I was like, into that music, and it's like
it's genuine to you, and I think that's why you can pull it off. Maybe it's only cringy to me when I feel like it's like trying too hard or something. I don't know. But I think Slater hit the nail on the head. I'm gonna, even if you are wearing fleece Snoopy pajama pants, if you walk up to the cashier and you are friendly and you say hi, how are you, and you're respectful and you're nice and you're kind, that's the most important thing at the end of the day, right? But I am going to prejudge you based on what you're wearing.
Like even dress in school and stuff, and just decency in general.
The school, I mean, being a father of 3 kids, I can't say that my kids haven't left the house in that same outfit.
Are you do you think schools should have uniforms, or do you think that are you a hard no on that?
I'm a maybe on that one, to be honest with you. I think it's, there's a lot to be said about the uniform, and there was, I cannot remember what it is. I watched an interview about it, and it talked about, it was a European-based podcast, and they talked about uniforms in schools, and what that did was level the playing field.
Yeah, so
that made it so that someone else didn't have, they weren't rocking Ralph Lauren, and you've got Aeropostale. Like,
right.
Yep.
To me, that is a big deal, right? When Paige was in London for school there.
That's one of Bill's kids.
And we went over a couple times. And when you saw those kids on the tube and they all had their jackets and their ties, there was just something that it's uniformity in a sense of unity. And also it didn't give someone that one up, right? So I think that's the one reason I would say it would be a good thing.
Yeah.
I would also think that there are probably kids that can't afford the uniform. So you'd have to make sure that it's accessible to everyone if it is required. But I like that idea of it. And I also think that having to have a tie and put a little effort into that jacket and that envelope, and like that gives you that opportunity to grow with that effort that you have to put in. You have to put that suit on. You've got to put that on. I mean, I wouldn't wear a suit to work. I dress well to go to work when I don't necessarily have to, right? I'm not in an office. I'm not a lawyer or selling anything to that.
Yeah.
But I like to put the effort in, and I think uniforms in schools could do that. I don't think it's ever going to be a reality. I mean, it's tough. I would want to instill, and I do want to instill in my kids, and I believe I have, that you do put a little bit of effort in.
Yeah.
Even that little bit of effort, right? They love their sweats. They love their, fun things. They'll buy each other that stuff for fun, but they'll put a little effort in when they go out.
I think encouraging kids to express their individual selves in ways like dressing is great. But I went to an affluent public high school in comparison to some others, and it was glaringly obvious. The kids there were so few kids that didn't have like all the big label name brand stuff that I feel like they stood out more, and I can only imagine how uncomfortable that probably made them feel. So I think I agree with you on that sense of everybody's wearing the same thing. Kids are already, especially when you get into high school and stuff, you're already getting judged on so much that's out of your control that at least if you take like the clothing part out of it, I mean, didn't you say like Triple Fat Goose was like banned at your high school or something like that? Was that you? Somebody told me that like they literally, it was put into the school handbook that they couldn't wear it because it was an expensive clothing brand and it made other people, maybe it wasn't meant you, but
I remember it came with a whistle because it it would get stolen. Like you could literally blow the whistle. I mean, it was that valuable. Triple Fat Goose.
I love that.
Well, now we're talking about Montclair and other things.
Yeah,
but,
and like revealing clothing and stuff. I think that covers that up for
Yeah, I mean, I have 2 daughters, so it's like that is
It's a fine line because people should be allowed, especially women, should be allowed to wear what they want, but there's a time and a place for certain things.
Yes.
But like, why is it appropriate? Like, what's shameful about your boobs or your breasts, I should say? Like, what's shameful about that? I don't know. But I know there's a time and a place. I'm just saying, so what's a time and a place for?
Well, there's nothing shameful about anybody's, because with people of a certain age, there's a sexuality to breasts. Yeah. And I know that sounded really odd coming out of my mouth, but it's the truth.
I get it. So. Yeah.
And we already over-sexualize. I mean, the dance moves I see these girls, these kids on social media, and the poses that they're in. Yeah. And again, I think they're mirroring a lot of behavior that they're seeing from older people. But
I think that the bummer on that, in my personal opinion, is that because of social media and because of the influx of all of those things, kids are growing up faster than they should be.
Man.
Totally.
I'm dealing with it right now.
It's that
the language they use. I'm like, how do you know that word? How do you know that phrase? Like that is not, I'm not okay with that just because, I mean, my natural instinct is like, I need to protect you from whatever harm is surrounding that language.
Oh yeah.
So your oldest is out of college, your youngest just started college, or I'm sorry, your middle is just started college, and your youngest is in middle school?
8th grade.
8th grade.
Yeah.
There's an innocence to youth that needs to be experienced.
Yeah.
And I totally agree.
Yeah. And we got that. I truly feel like I grew up in such a good generation because I grew up without social media, and then it hit like right when I was getting into college and stuff like that, and was like adult enough to understand that it's not the real world. Like I truly feel blessed that I grew up in that kind of meta era, and then I don't know.
No, I totally agree. I mean, I'm obviously the oldest one at the table, and I grew up in Connecticut, going to the city, and just experiencing youth. Like I was taking the train. We were taking the train at 13 years old to New York City. Like with our friends. Mm-hmm. And
no adult supervision. It was okay. It was normal.
No phones, no nothing.
Yeah.
Like
sounds phenomenal.
And this is the 80s.
Yeah.
Right? With like the paper Metro pocket in your paper like Metro map in your pocket.
Crazy. When I think about it now, I'm like, what are you kidding me? Like we had no money for the trains. We were hiding in the bathrooms every time the conductor would come through. Yeah. And you knew like if you get on at this stop, you know what stop to get off before the next conductor would go on. You wait for the next train, jump on that one. Like we were doing things like that and experiencing that sort of youth and like that, excitement of whatever it was. But then going to the city and then, being somewhat responsible. But now these kids are learning everything visually at accelerated rates. Yep. And it's not really, I mean, like when I was a teenager to see, maybe naked chicks or things like that, is because we were skating down 42nd Street and there was peep shows. And you caught a glimpse of it, and there was dudes handing out flyers, right? It's like where the magazine rack of like a Playboy was out front.
Right.
Like you didn't have access to just stumble upon something that's outside of your age bracket.
Yep.
Yeah,
and I think the kids are just stumbling upon
and
those.
That's the right word.
And then algorithmically, that stumble becomes rapid.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like someone clicks on it, they go, oh, we got one, boop.
Yep.
And all of a sudden now it's just accelerated and the gas is on, and these kids are seeing this stuff and learning. And then it's like, well, I think it's okay. Maybe I should wear that. Maybe I should post a picture of that.
Yeah.
It's like that's the scary part. But I don't know. It's
You were in the military. You were in the Air Force.
I was in the Air Force.
When did you go to boot camp? 17? 18, I mean?
No, I was 20. So right. I graduated high school a little bit late because I screwed around a lot. I was just, I wasn't necessarily raised by my true mother and father. I was raised by my aunt and uncle. I had left my mother when I was one. No, I say I left my mother. My aunt and uncle had taken me on when I was one. And I stayed with them until I was roughly 13, 14.
Can I ask why?
Yeah. So my mom was one of the Merry Pranksters, which I don't know if you know what that is. So I
feel like an idiot for not knowing, but no.
During like the Woodstock eras and late 60s, 70s, they were on a bus and they would teach people how to trip on acid.
Oh, okay.
So
Your mother would?
My mother was, yeah. Like
Merry Prankster?
The Merry Pranksters.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Ken Kesey, Timothy Leary, like they taught people how
Timothy Leary, I know. Yes, okay.
How big were these people? Excuse me, how large was the group? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
So I didn't really get to talk to my mother a lot about it, right? So I met her when I was 13-ish, I think. And then I really only stayed with her until I was just like a few years. And then she passed away when I was young. I think from what I've learned, there was, a dozen people, right? There was the founding group. They made a movie about it. She was not on that, but then she got brought onto the bus shortly after that. And I think from what I understand, one of her friends is still around, love her, still lives out in San Francisco area. And we still talk every once in a while about it. They were on it for quite a while.
Yeah.
So again, like go back to addiction. She was addicted to drugs long before I was born, and then long after, and then that's how she passed. It was on my 21st birthday.
So was she trying to take you on this kind of journey with you, and your aunt and uncle were like,
no.
This is no place for a child?
No. So I think I don't know. I think maybe From what I know, sort of, we lived on sort of the commune with the whole crew. Mm-hmm. And then I remember knowing that I had broken my leg when I was a little kid, and I think it was on there. And then my aunt and uncle took me, and my mother went back to San Francisco.
Gotcha.
So she was in San Francisco until I was like a teenager.
Wow.
Or like 13, I think, around then. So that was, that's what she did. I don't know. But then
Bill's mom was a Merry Prankster.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And
what was it like when she came back into your life a little bit? So you said you saw her again when you were 13, but then
I want to say I was 13, anywhere around like the 12, 13 range.
Did she become a regular feature or?
She became a regular feature. Yeah.
Okay.
I went and lived with her, and then she had married, she got married to this guy who then adopted me. He was only around for like a year or two, and then he was gone. But, she was around, and I think she was always through rehabs. So I think she was like trying to do the best she could. But this also circles back to, she was trying to do the best she could, I think I would want to say maybe for me or for whoever, but not for herself. So it never worked.
Right.
Yeah.
If you're not going to do it for yourself, it's never going to work. She was a true addict. And she loved it. And there was no breaking that.
Yeah.
Right. As much as it happened. So that was there. And I think I moved back with my aunt and uncle who, just to circle back to that, to think about like my aunt, I want to say she was in her young 20s when she took me on. And she hadn't had any children yet. And then my cousin was born a year after that. And then I have another cousin. She was born just a couple years after that. But for them in their young 20s to take me on as not their child, but their sister's kid. And then they just got married. And my uncle worked like 3 jobs. He was a machinist. Like they grinded it out. And I always look at that, like they took something on. And then as I was their child it's crazy to think about. That was perhaps, from what I know throughout life, it was just never a question. It was like, that's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
That's just part of life, right? It's like, I mean, I think you may have an understanding of that through now with Jackie, and you have it, the full Brady Bunch. You've taken on like
I have. Yeah.
That's a big deal.
We have.
It is a big deal.
That's a massive piece of life
you said
that I think
we have, because she's done the same thing.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like,
I mean, that's not easy, but to imagine that when you were 20, I think my aunt might have been like 22.
No, I can't imagine.
Can you
I look at my oldest daughter's 24,
Dude.
and I'm like, I'm like, do you want to call me when you get to the end of the driveway? I want to make sure you're safe.
I love my nephews and I love my godson.
Can you take on a child right now?
I can't imagine at 41, and I would if I had to.
Yeah.
But I can't even imagine taking on like one of my nephew or my godson at 41 years old, let alone 20. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Seriously though,
know.
Like it is a life-altering, life-changing.
Oh, totally.
But
they
there's
did
also something natural
amazing
about it,
job.
Too. It's not like it's not like I'm going home. You don't think you do, and then you're into it, and then you're like, I got this. Really? I mean,
I think if I had to do it, I would, but I feel like I don't just have that natural instinct to be like, oh, yes, please. Like,
it's a different time. It is a different time. And I'm not going to say that you're selfish.
No, I am.
But the reality
I own that 100%.
But the reality of individuals today versus individuals then, right? Mm-hmm. We kind of circle back to like when we were younger, we always talk about like, it is much more of a selfish environment at this point. We've learned to be that, and back to fucking suits and ties, and like it just, everything has changed, and I owe them a ton of that because they instilled that into me, work hard ethic.
Your
and just
aunt and
taking
uncle?
out my aunt and uncle.
Yeah.
They have both passed, so I'm completely out.
Yeah.
Right. My real father passed away many years ago. My mom passed on my 21st. My uncle passed like 5 years ago. My aunt just passed recently, like December.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I did not know that.
No, but they did a really amazing job, right?
Yeah.
So it's like I learned about like how to be accepting of everyone, how to be willing to help, how to do this through my aunt and uncle, and then the addiction part through my mother, right? And coming back, like the efforts of like, oh, try to get better, and then it's like backfall, backfall, and knowing that it's not about anyone else, it's about yourself.
Yeah.
But so that's to circle back, right? We went real crazy off my ADHD.
That's fine.
No, that's not, well, because this is what makes people tick. You know what I mean? Like,
So I was with her from like 13 to 16, and then I had a ton of friends. We were just skateboarding. We were kind of doing whatever. School, I didn't have that parental guidance, right? I mean, I remember when a couple of my friends, we were in summer school because we didn't ever go to school because we just wanted to skateboard. Like, we would just not go to school. We would go to Boston. We'd go to New York. We'd go skateboarding. We would it didn't matter. We didn't have parents that were like, where are you? What are you doing? Mm-hmm. They had no tracking, right? It's like, they're not find your friends.
Yeah.
So I'd missed so much school. I had to stay back. We were in summer school, and then we would just go everywhere. Then I realized I was 20 years old, and a couple of my friends were going to college, and I was like, I'm definitely not going to college. Like, it's not happening. I have no guidance. I have no understanding of what I'm going to do. And then I was like, well, I kind of need to do something. Mm-hmm. And I had a good friend in Connecticut, skateboarder, joined the military. I was living in DC. My roommate was going to Corcoran Art School, and I met up with him in the morning because he was like, hey, let's go skateboarding in the morning. You know, I've got to work. He was doing honor guard, and he would help with the burials at the cemetery. Such a solid dude. And I'm out with him in the morning. So funny. He's telling jokes. And then we just started talking about like how good the military was for him.
Yeah.
And he was asking like, what are you going to do? What's going on? What are the plans? And I was like, to go skate? Like, I don't know. Like, should we go to Pulaski Park or should we go,
right. Like, what do you mean the plan?
Where are we going today? And he was like, no, what are you going to do with your life?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, I have no idea. So then he started not convincing me. We had the conversation of like structure. This is a good thing.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to do it. So I left DC, went to Connecticut, went to my aunt and uncle's. They were like, yep, come on back. Come on in. Here's another room. And then I joined the Air Force, and I didn't tell anybody.
Really?
I just went to the recruiter, and I was like, hey, I need to do this. I didn't tell my mother was still around. I didn't tell my mother. I didn't tell my aunt and uncle. I didn't tell my cousins. And I just was like, I need to do this for me, because I knew through this whole piece of addiction, my mom was always trying to like do stuff for them. I needed to do it for me. So then I was like, I'm going to do it for me. And I'm not going to tell anybody.
Yeah.
Joined. And then I started telling a couple people. Then, we did our thing.
What year is this?
This was 93, maybe?
All right. So the U.S. is in no active wars at this point.
They were.
When was the Gulf War? Yeah.
No, it was Desert Storm had just finished.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And
just
we were
finished,
in, because I'm
Kosovo.
considering.
Does Kosovo sound like 93 to me?
Oh, it may be.
Sounds like something in elementary
But that wasn't
school.
a war. I mean,
I don't have my laptop.
Gulf
today,
War
so
was 90, I think. So it must have just.
Yeah. So was it not Desert? Is Desert Storm?
Desert Storm's Kuwait. That was 90.
Yeah.
Iraq.
So it was.
Excuse me.
It was
Kuwait.
It was whatever it was after that. We were in the peace form of that.
Yep.
So I go. So at that point, I tell everyone, hey, I'm leaving like next week to go to boot camp. I have my little friend party. I do my thing. I go to boot camp. I go to Springfield, get off the bus. I go in, get on the scale. They're like, nah, dude, you're too big. You're out.
Really?
And I was like, what? And they're like, you're 10 pounds overweight. You can't go to basic training.
Wow. What'd you weigh?
210. I was always 200 pounds my whole life. Like I was just always a big dude.
6 feet tall? 6'2"?
Yeah, going back down. I'm probably 5'11" at this point.
Really? Okay, all right.
Come on, not going back down. Right.
I'm definitely going back down.
People shrink.
Yeah.
That's a real thing.
I've lost. Yeah, I'm down.
That's a real thing.
People don't lose 2 inches, though. I mean,
I was 6 foot tall for a while. My driver's license says 5'11".
So you weren't like morbidly obese.
So
you were too heavy you were 10
too
pounds
heavy.
over.
I was 10 pounds over. So then I had to get.
You would lose 10 pounds in boot camp?
I had to get back on the bus, go back home, go back to the house. And for 1 week, I put trash bags on, ran, sweated all out. My cousin was a wrestler in school, so I knew the whole trick.
Oh, they're all about cutting weight, right?
So I cut the weight, went back to boot camp, went off, and then I was there. I did 3 years. I was being deployed to Dhahran, to Saudi Arabia, and 3 days before I was leaving, my mother passed away.
Wow.
Oh, God.
I had to, because it gets even more twisted.
Because you're like, this isn't like a traditional mother-son relationship, but obviously it's still going to hit you hard, but doesn't.
Still going to hit hard. She was living in New Mexico, Las Cruces, New Mexico. They call me and they're like, they bring me into this room and they're like, hey, we've got to talk. The military, like my commanding officer.
Okay, got you.
Right, so, which is the weird part, right? So 3 days before I leave for Dhahran.
Yeah.
But I had already out-processed from the base.
Okay.
So I wasn't technically under their supervision.
Yeah.
Because I was already through my process to go to Saudi Arabia. So they bring me in, my commanding officer calls me in. He goes, hey, we got to come into the room. They bring me into the room and they go, we got to tell you something. And I was like, my mother passed away.
You knew.
Instantly.
I just got goosebumps when you said that.
And they were like, yeah. And I was like, this tracks.
You knew that the call
I knew
was,
it.
Yeah.
I knew it, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean.
You're like, I'm getting to this fight, please.
I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
So then they're like, we're going to give you an emergency leave. We're going to do, you've got to call like the Red Cross. It was some sort of scenario because I wasn't technically based and that stationed at that base anymore because I had out-processed to go to the next station. Mm-hmm. So then I take emergency leave. I've got to drive to, I flew because I was in Lompoc, California. I flew to New Mexico, and then my aunt and my uncle flew out there because they had help because I'm the only child. Mm-hmm. So we had to go through and had to, do the whole 9, get that done, sell everything she had in her house. Because I was like, I don't know what the fuck to do with it. Like,
right, yeah.
It's New Mexico, and I'm going to Saudi Arabia in 3 days.
Right.
So we leave, get all that stuff done. My aunt and uncle drive back to Connecticut with some of the belongings that my aunt wanted, whatever they wanted to keep. I go back to California. I get on base, and they're like, all right, so here's the deal. You're now considered AWOL because your group has left, and they landed in Saudi Arabia, and you did not process.
But they gave you emergency leave.
But I wasn't part of the base because I already out-processed. So then I had to go through this whole thing. And they're like, and I was a law enforcement officer And I had just finished competing for 3 years in the thing called Peacekeeper Challenge, which was marksmanship.
So this is through the military?
This is through the military.
Through the Air Force,
through the Air Force. Yeah. And so they're like, so what will happen is the next 3 months while your deployment is in Saudi Arabia, you're not allowed to take out a weapon. You're not allowed to drive on base. And you can come to work and just basically make coffee for everybody. And I was like, ooh, hard pass.
Yeah, like this is not what
I really appreciate all the time I put in. And and I had actually extended my tour 5 years because from Saudi Arabia, so from Dhahran, I was going to Yokota Air Base in Japan because through the Peacekeeper Challenge, I was able to get base of choice because I competed for the Air Force in this thing. And they were like, well, as a reward, you get base of choice. And I was like, I want Yokota, I want Japan, it was the hub for everywhere in the world. Yeah. And you can get on a hop plane for like $45. Yeah. Take my 3 days off and just travel.
Yeah.
So then I get back and they're like, nope, you're going to serve coffee for 3 months, no driving, no weapon.
On a technicality?
On a technicality.
Because you were AWOL, yeah.
And but
he wasn't. The military said,
right.
Hey, your mother passed away. We're putting you on emergency leave.
So they said, sorry. So my roommate was in administration and was like, hey, so you're an only child, right? And I'm like, right. And they're like, you can get out on hardship and just be out of the military like tomorrow.
So you took that option?
So I was like, oh, okay.
Yep.
Literally the next day, I was like, I want to get out on my honorable discharge with my hardship. I will no longer do the 5 years in Yokota. And they outprocessed me, gave me a check for $5,000, got all of my stuff. I called my best friend who was in Tucson. And
you're like, I got 5 G's in my pocket.
Like, dude,
let's go.
I'm going to fly you to LAX. I'm going to rent a U-Haul. We're going to throw a couch in the back and we're going to drive back. And that was it. I was like,
so the whole hardship thing, like Saving Private Ryan, the whole reason they're looking for him is because he had 3 brothers killed in action.
Oh, that's right.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's how it works. I mean, it's like,
Bill Wright,
I was like, wait, so I can serve coffee? And then the comedy of this whole thing is I moved to Tucson and we all worked at a coffee shop. So.
Oh, man. Yeah.
I was like, I'm good.
So
do you go ahead?
No, you're right.
Well, I was just going to ask if you regret, do you regret not staying in? I mean,
No,
I certainly don't fault you. I would have done the same. I
took full advantage. I took full advantage of everything I learned. I went to sniper school. I went to combat school. I was like, they were like, would anyone like to volunteer? I was like, me.
Right.
Every time. And it didn't matter what it was. I'm like, what do you need me to do? I'm in. I want to learn everything. I want to take advantage of this whole thing.
That's a great attitude.
And then when I got back and they were like, you're basically out, I was like, fuck this, dude. I gave you everything.
Yeah.
So I don't regret any of that. I do remember my aunt and uncle, both in the Air Force, they did say, it's great that you're doing this, but you have to understand it's a slippery slope. And we have mutual friends that can
your
talk
story
to that.
reminds me a lot of it, for sure.
It is a slippery slope, but I don't regret any of it because I have to say that it definitely taught me a lot about who I was individually, structure to certain scenarios, being a law enforcement officer, responding to some things. I mean, you
weren't a municipality cop.
So strangely enough, we had 45 miles of California highway that crossed through our base. So we worked
Tell me you were a chip.
California Highway Patrol.
Eric Estrada?
Are you John
3
Baker?
days a week.
Eric Estrada, I thought.
Yeah, so we had...
Are you Ponch?
We Ponch, very much so. No motorcycles in the cars, but we did give out civilian tickets because that highway traveled through the base. So we were able to sort of stop someone that's on the car.
Yeah.
But because we had 45 miles of coastline, it also was one of the kind of trafficking highways. So we had a lot of crazy shit that go through there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's insane. Also, the base I was on was a missile base. So, we had the garage for the space shuttle, but you couldn't drive the space shuttle down the road to get to the garage. So it's kind of like, seems a little odd to me that we've got the garage for this and it's being guarded nonstop.
But there's never going to be a space shuttle in it.
The road to get there, you couldn't fit. Like, it was strange.
Yeah.
So it was the space shuttle garage?
Yeah. It was like space shuttle garage. We would check gates. who knows? We would check gates to these missile sites like every 4 hours.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh no, there's nothing there. They've been inactive for many years. We're like, but every 4 hours?
Yeah. You're
someone's
like, why?
Make sure this
why?
is
If something's, exactly. It's interesting. Very interesting.
Do any of your kids have any interest in the military?
None.
No. Now, do you talk about it with your kids?
We did. Yeah, we've had conversations about it. I think, I mean, my kids are absolutely, dad role here. They're phenomenal. My oldest daughter is, she's doing amazing stuff. She's here now, working she's got a great position here, and then she's taking her LSTATs next month and then go off to law school. My middle child is at Merrimack for nursing. And then, our youngest is, he's 14.
If they did
we'll
have
see
an
where
interest,
he goes, right?
What would you say?
I would say the same thing my aunt and uncle told me, that if you're going to utilize it for your better, if you really truly need that structure and understanding of what it is and that guidance, it's an option, but you have to understand that there are many other options, and you're going to be not necessarily forced, but forced to do things that you may not believe in.
Yeah.
And again, it's political. It's whether we want to admit it or not, there's bias, and for me, it was a phenomenal thing. Would I want my kids to do it now? I don't know. But, I made that choice for myself.
Who was president? Clinton?
93?
Yeah, Clinton.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. You know the presidents better than I do.
I mean, it was definitely Clinton.
Horrible.
When I Googled what active wars or what was
Isn't that bad that
in
I couldn't tell
1993,
you?
the primary
93?
active combat involved U.S. military operation was in Somalia. Operation Gothic Serpent.
I will tell you another funny part about that whole thing.
Names, by the way?
Clinton took office in January 93, was that?
Because I was March
now,
was my birthday.
If Kamala was in office, would your kids, if they wanted to join the military, what would you say?
No, I wouldn't say anything. I would give you the same example. I don't care who's in office.
Yeah.
It could be Obama in
Military is
office.
the military. Yeah.
Listen, no matter what, it is the right choice for some, and it is the wrong choice for others.
No, you keep
saying, dude.
Yes, I agree.
So,
you keep saying slippery slope. We talking about PTSD from war?
No, for me?
No. You keep saying
of joining the military can be a slippery slope.
No. I don't mean it like PTSD or. I mean, there are, and I feel so bad for individuals that have to have gone through that.
Yeah.
I just think that you can get caught up. Everything's a slippery slope. You can get caught up into anything there. Again, I don't mean it in any. I guess I'm using the word
like rah
incorrectly,
like toxic masculinity stuff. It's
brainwash. I mean, the military, with all due respect,
that's what I meant.
Yeah, I wouldn't say toxic masculinity, but I wouldn't argue that. I wouldn't say that there isn't that, but I think there's that in many different things. I mean, there's probably that in gym culture and fucking TikTok. I don't know, like.
Opinion with the military, there is a certain brainwashing element, which is important because you need to break people down in order to build them back up in this group of men and women who are going to develop a bond. Like, I understand why, but I mean, I was a senior in high school during 9/11. There's many people my age who enlisted after that, before that. I know a ton of people around my age range who have been through the military, and I see two very different paths. I see people who the brainwashing really did them dirty, but then there was people who, like Bill, who said that was the best thing for me in my life at that point. But the people who saw, in my opinion, success from the military went into it with a more mature mindset, with a strong, I hate to say stronger because I don't want to call people weak, but like they just went into it with a mindset that was a maturity level, I think, that was higher than, they realized that what they were doing wasn't perfect. They weren't like, you know what, people gotta die because of war. Like they understood the politics behind it. They understood the bigger picture. I don't know. I don't know if I'm.
It's such
describing.
It's such a challenging situation to try to unfold, and I think I don't have the expertise or the I don't even know how to explain or express it correctly. I wouldn't want to give any misinformation or what I truly believe. Again, like I thought it was phenomenal.
And I have nothing but
me.
Respect for people who have been in the military. Like I don't mean to the brainwashing thing in a negative way. Like please.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it. I wouldn't say slippery slope because of the brainwashing masculinity. I think that happens in everything. I think to your point, they do have to break you down and they do have to build you back up because there are different scenarios that you're going to be faced with. No matter you want to or not. I mean,
agree,
and that can build strength. That can build, character.
I was ready to go. Yes. I mean, listen, I was leaving for Saudi Arabia to actively secure locations at 21 years old and was like, fuck it.
Right.
This is what we're going to do. And not going, my dorm got bombed while my team was there. My roommate fell on a bed, broke his arm. Now he's got a Purple Heart. Like those things happen like that, luckily, thankfully no one died, but like there's situations that maybe you don't think about, right? That it just happens. I mean, at that time I was like, well, I signed up for this. That was the choice I made and I'm going to have to follow through with it. And when I was given an out, I was like, I'm out.
Yeah.
And you also kind of, is it fair to say, I don't want to say you were hardened, but like you didn't have a traditional upbringing. You had kind of seen the real world maybe before most. I mean, with all I grew up in Williamstown. So if you're a 17-year-old kid and you grow up in Williamstown your entire life and then you join the military, it's probably some culture shock. You probably haven't seen the world. Do you know what I mean? Like you were already probably, I think it's fair to say, had a better view of like what life, the real world was like, so to say, before you went into the military. Which I think
So because we didn't grow up in Williamstown.
I didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
There was lots of
nothing
great things about
There's nothing. I love
Williamstown.
Talk to me about brainwashing and the negatives of that. What do you mean by that? Like brainwashing? Like in how does that sort of?
I think
this is you're gonna get stuck in that. You're gonna get stuck in this whole piece of it because I think I know what you're saying.
Like, how does that present itself later on in life in a negative way? Because you can be brainwashed in a way that you're like, I need to make my bed in the morning. My shoes need to be in line. I've got my pistol by my side. I'm ready to defend myself. I sort of like that stuff. But what do you
like structure?
I do.
Right.
I like
you
the rules.
like the routine. You like the rules. The firemen and all that other stuff. I get like the understanding of that. I think the brainwash portion that maybe you're speaking of is they're going to make you understand that this is the way it is. Do not question it.
Yes.
So further on in life, you now are an individual that goes, Slater, this is how it is, man. You're wrong.
You're not an individual anymore when you're in the military, right?
On what?
This is the way it is on anything. It could
Give
be
me one example.
It's not the issue. He's saying
that's what I'm saying. It could be anything.
Okay.
You could say,
fair enough.
Hey, Bill,
I
I think you're crazy that you don't listen to RFK and you feel that popcorn should be good.
That what?
Popcorn should you can base it on anything and just no, that's it.
Yeah.
There is one way and you have to understand that. I don't care what you try to tell me or how you move around it. This is it. That's how you've been taught because there are scenarios that may be the case, right? You may be in a situation and that is the only way out.
Right.
But when
survival comes to mind.
Survival.
That word.
But when you start coming into that and you just utilize that thought pattern for everything, that's where you can't voice your own opinion. It's not your choice.
There's no room for like debate or like diplomacy.
Yeah, I think maybe that's what you're talking about when it comes to sort of that brainwash. It's the idea of we're going to tell you how this is.
Right.
And you're going to say, yes, sir.
Right.
Or
and like
any form of that. Did you hear what I said? Yes, that's it.
Right.
That maybe that's
and
great,
even just recognizing that things aren't just black and white. Like I know people who've come from the military who stand by the fact that innocent people need to die in order for things to happen. And they don't at least they haven't exuded any guilt to me about the fact that there was innocent people involved. Then I know people who it weighs on them heavily that innocent people died. But at that time, they were told, this is what we do, let God sort it out. Like that kind of thing. Like I've seen people thrive from the military, and I have seen people, and it might have been
what's the other option?
Becoming depressed, abusive, not seeking mental health.
No, I meant the deaths of the innocent people. Like, what's the other option? That's the only thing.
I don't know.
You're debating war at this point.
I can't speak on the geopolitics. And I again always try to tread lightly on topics that I don't understand or I'm not super educated on, like factual evidence. I think I'm not saying that I think that wars were more necessary before. I just think culture, society, technology, so many things have changed. Like, do people, I guess, is it worth, if we kill 20 people and 10 of them were evil, is it worth the 10 innocent lives if it got rid of the most evil people in the world? I don't, my gut instinct is to say, no, those 10 innocent people shouldn't have to die. But is the world not a better place because those 10 evil people aren't there? I mean, that's the whole,
that's a debate. I can't.
I don't think that's a debate you could win. I think
you can't. And I think not to turn this into sort of a war crime conversation or any of that piece. So we'll go back to technology and social media. I mean, we've just become so jaded to the whole thing anyway. It's like a fucking school shooting every other day.
I know.
And no one's even talking about it. Like, I think this kind of circles back to exactly what I'm talking about. Like with my kids, and they're all growing up so fast and we're getting jaded to all these things. Like when I was in the military, I knew I needed structure in my life because how I was raised was phenomenal. I was allowed to do whatever I wanted to do. We had some structure when it came to certain things, but outside of that was really kind of go do what you want to do.
But people could argue that's not phenomenal.
What you want to be. No,
people could argue the fact that you weren't in school and nobody was checking in where you were could say that. No,
absolutely, 100%. Are you kidding? I'm so about like having my kids in school and being not overparenting, but being there. But my aunt and uncle, they were there the best that they could be there at that time, and it's so different now. And that's what I'm saying. Everything has just changed so much.
Yeah.
But these kids are getting this through not kids. We are all getting this through social media. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm scrolling on Instagram at night and sending cat videos to like what they're straight comedy. But it's the loss of that structure. It's, again, it's the loss of like, you've got to do things for yourself. You've got to work hard for it. Go back to getting dressed in the morning. You've got to put a little bit of effort in to showing people who you are.
Yeah.
You have to do that for you. That is no one else, right? I mean, when our kids were younger, we dressed them. But at a certain point, we were like, bro, figure it out. Mm-hmm. Like, we bought you the clothes, put them on.
Right. Figure out what's appropriate for where you're going, what's appropriate.
You got to do that. But now these kids are learning it through other things, right? And it's the same scenario with the wars and school shootings, and we're all getting just, again, back to the newspaper. Like how much information are we getting fed? I mean, you guys, you probably read more than anyone just because you have to through the radio and to
I spend more time than I would like to on the internet.
Base that, and it's getting pumped into like at such a rapid pace that it's so overwhelming.
And 85% of it's propaganda.
But the thing is, we realize it's we realize it's overwhelming as adults. A 13-year-old doesn't realize it's overwhelming because it's been a normalcy in their life. Like I understand it's ramped up, but like if social media has always existed and the internet and outside information and the ability to grab porn in 2 seconds on the internet versus having to search around your dad's basement or whatever. I don't know. Like it's my concern is that they think it's my concern is that people think it's normal. Like or that children think this is normal. At least we had the wherewithal to grow up without this, so we know that this is has been a shift in culture and society.
Yeah, and you see this more and more. I mean, I just was on I did a webinar today about more AI stuff. Algorithmically, these kids are getting forced to a certain path, or I keep saying kids. I feel like the kids may not notice that they're getting forced into a certain path where we see it. we can go on our social media and go, holy shoot, I just talked about, everyone says it. We're like, oh, I just talked about it. I see an ad for it.
Yeah.
It's listening. But we can kind of go, okay, all right, I need to like get off of this thing because I'm getting driven down the same rabbit hole and it's going to lead into this piece.
Yes.
Where I think that younger individuals or they're not noticing it that much and they get sucked into that. It's got to go this way. I've got to wear this. I've got to do that. I mean, we all get pulled into it, but I think it's because the younger kids are seeing it so more that's how they're being influenced so much, like in an educational standpoint of that, just pulling into I guess that's just the way it is, where we had to find it. You know, we had to go out and look for it. We had to do these things where you don't have to do anything anymore. It's that, you know, that's
well said. Yeah,
that's scary.
Are you guys raising your youngest different? So your oldest is what, 23?
20, yeah.
And your youngest is 13?
14.
Are you guys raising
you have a 23-year-old?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
His
that.
oldest is out of college?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Or their oldest, I should say.
She'll be going,
Wow.
We should have your wife on, too. We should have Carrie on. For sure.
Oh, yeah.
But are you guys raising your youngest different than I mean, a lot's changed in a decade.
So, yeah. If you asked my kids, they would say yes.
I mean, I guess also that's natural regardless. The older child
we
always
would say no, but we already know it's slightly different. Are we doing some of the same things? Totally. But, you know, it's going to be, every kid is different.
Right.
Not only that, you know, it's not how we're necessarily raising them. They're also raising us, right?
Yeah.
They're influencing how we have to react to certain scenarios because they are a different human being. We're trying our best to instill the same standards. So when it comes to raising them, we're not raising them any different, right? We want to teach them to be humble, kind, accepting, polite.
Says that all the time.
I mean, that is the one thing that I will never let them ever forget, right? You are no better than anyone else.
100%.
You've got to give everything you can to your family and also others that need it, right? It's like holding the door, saying thank you, being polite, looking someone in the eyes when you're having a conversation with them.
Yes.
Totally.
Those are really important pieces. And working really fucking hard for yourself, right? Again, my kids are absolutely phenomenal. They're so good at school. I was not great at school because I just had different
It wasn't an intelligence thing. It was
I just didn't have the interest in it, right? I wanted to go out and be with my friends and do whatever I need to do. My kids are really into school and they do so well. And I'm so proud of how much work they do. And I always want them to know that they need to do it for themselves. I'm going to be proud no matter what. I'm extremely proud of everything they've done, but like, make sure that you're proud of what you're doing, right? Because you're the one putting in all that work.
Yeah.
So be proud of what you've done.
Again, don't do it for yourself.
Don't
like
just
anything,
do it for
right?
me, or don't just do it for your mother. Like you need to make sure that you're putting that effort in because the bottom line, you're going to get that job.
Yeah.
You're going to accept whatever it, so if you don't do well either, that's on you as well. But
it ties in with what you were saying before. Your mom needed to get clean for herself.
Yeah.
You needed to fix your lifestyle and your health for yourself. Slater needed to quit drinking for himself. Like Georgia asked him to quit drinking 100 times.
Million times. Yeah.
But he needed to stop drinking for himself.
Yeah.
And
of
course that resonates with your kids. It's eventually it's a trickle down for them, right? Yeah. But you had to do it for you.
Yeah, it's the only way it's going to work.
Yeah.
You have to no matter what. Yourself.
There's
that's it. That's the way it is.
Yeah, there's the brainwash.
But
that's settled science. I mean,
you can't.
Maybe it's not science, but
there's no argument on that.
That's a black and white.
That's
thing.
Pretty black and white.
Yeah,
I will definitely stand firm on that one. That you're not going to change anyone unless they want to change for themselves. Yeah. You can influence them. You can guide them to get somewhere.
Them,
But that's not going to be. It will never stand forever. It won't. They have to do it for themselves.
So I had put a post when I was 3 years sober, and I said, "Listen, guys, make the change. Be bold. You know who you are. Much love."
Yeah,
Slater. Or you know who you are. And
how hard did that blow up?
I just took a sip of my drink when I said that.
That I know. Yeah, that post pushed sort of mentally my brother into AA. And I was like so proud of him, dude.
So proud of him.
So proud.
That's amazing.
And I said to my other brother, I said, you're the only drunk left. You need to... Look at your face, dude.
Because they can
That's
watch
how
this
we talk to each other.
I know, but that's not... We're on a podcast.
It's all right. My aunt says to me, that post was a little sanctimonious. I said, I'm sorry. I just disagree. You know who you are. It's a little sanctimonious. And I said...
I think that's speaking to anyone.
I said, listen, that's not how I meant it, and that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how you took it. I meant it.
Yep.
But take a, look in the mirror. Look yourself in the mirror. You know who you are.
Yeah.
I know who I was for 20 years. So like I was like, I would argue that I'm going to push back on that. I'm sorry. What's that?
I'm going to argue on that slightly. You knew who you were for 20 years.
Well, like I knew.
So you're okay with who you were for 20 years, even though others were like giving you the plea to like be different. And then you then came to the realization that you needed to change. I'm just only asking for clarification. Like when you say, I knew who I was for 20 years, I knew that I had to
stop. I knew that stopping was...
all along stopping drinking was what
it wasn't like,
you just weren't ready to do it.
Like, really?
But in hindsight, you say that. When you were in it,
I knew I had a problem. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You did.
Yeah. And I just didn't want to stop.
Because you didn't want to. That's absolutely...
No,
that's
I
the
loved
case.
it. Absolutely. Yeah, no. It's a selfish thing. It is.
Yeah.
100.
It just is. I hear the talk.
And selfishly, you have to be the one to stop it.
These people have a problem, and it's a disease. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I guess so. But it's not, some people, not all, they have the power. It's up here, dude.
Oh,
it really is, man.
Yeah. I'll get myself in trouble all the time because I say that.
It just is.
I say that all the time.
Listen, that's the way it is.
Wait, what do you say all the time?
I'm never going to live this down.
Never. Every time I see you.
I say it all the time. I say it sort of, and I used to say this a lot. It's, and this is, when it comes to addiction, it's all in your head. It is 100.
I agree.
And I believe that it's different.
I mean, your body does become physically dependent on things, but the root of it is mental. I will co-sign that. But physically, people do become.
Absolutely, it is a mental game.
Yep.
You are either going to win or you're going to lose.
Yeah.
But if you don't put any effort into playing that game, you're going to lose every time.
Yep.
Yeah.
It is mental. It's just like eating. It's just anything. I mean, it's gambling. It's any addiction that drives you to excitement. I mean, listen, when I lost all that weight, I was a fucking train wreck. My family had to sit me down and go,
we were running together a lot when you were really deep into it. So Bill was working, you were working. I was not concerned, but like as your friend, we were running together a lot early in the morning. I would be going to bed at 8:00 at night to wake up to meet you guys at 4 a.m. to run. Bill would be working a second job, working till 11, 12 o'clock at night, then driving another half an hour home, then probably not getting sleep. So like you were just... Like it just didn't seem like something that was like sustainable or probably healthy.
No, but it came back to I'm an addict.
Yeah.
And I would meet you guys to run at 4:00.
Yeah.
We would go for an hour run, and then I would go for a 40-mile bike ride.
Yes.
And then I would go to work.
Yes.
Dude, I would work all day.
Wild. 40 miles?
I would do a 40-mile loop, and I did the same exact loop every single day. The same loop, same way, same thing.
What did your family
every day.
say?
You ran for an hour, and then you took a 40-mile
Granted, he was running
at
my pace, so it was
doesn't matter. Holy
so
shit.
then I would go home. I would
and this
go
is
to
on
work,
like 4 hours of sleep. I'm like, Bill, you can't do that.
And then I would most likely do another 40, 50 after work.
So what did your family say to you when they sat down with you?
Hello.
It's hard to fault somebody for doing all these healthy addictions, which I know a ton of people who have gotten sober and kind of taken up a different obsession.
No, I was selfish, beyond selfish, right? I didn't.
Is that what they said to you? Sorry, I'm really digging into your belt.
It's totally fine because I have to. In my mind, I was like, guys, I'm just getting healthy. I want to be healthy for you guys.
I'm trying to be the best version of myself.
I'm trying to and then in my, on my other mind, I'm like trying to look at my social media, like how many likes I got on my ride that day, or how I did on my, did I get the KOM or not?
Man.
It's like
King of the Mountain.
I was addicted to that piece because
your daughter has
became...
a thing that I tried to beat a bus guy the other day, but sorry, go ahead.
Oh, Parker.
Yes, Parker's
oh my God.
What is she? Local legend on something I was trying to beat about. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Skiing at Pasquet because she's an instructor, or she was before school, and she's so fast on the skis, and she just hands down in good style. And she's like, woo.
Anyway, you were 300 pounds.
Anyway.
I was 310, yeah.
310.
Yeah.
Okay, so at what point does the light go off and say, "Listen, I can't be this. I can't look this way anymore, or I can't feel this way anymore"?
I'm like, my doctor's visit's always like, you gotta, you're like pre-diabetic, you gotta start eating well, and I'm like, dude, I'm eating organic food and drinking craft beer. Like, what do you mean? Like, I'm not drinking Bud Heavies. I'm doing like the good stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm also active with my kids, and I'm doing this, and I'm like, I
you're
never
300
felt
pounds.
Yeah. And I was at a show, George Clinton, Mass Mocha. I had a friend that I hadn't seen in 30 years. He was a big dude, and I commented that I remember the last time we saw each other. I remember exactly what he was wearing. And I said, you had a tie-dye shirt and overalls. And he was like, yeah. Overalls, that's what we wore. You and I were the fat kids. And I was like...
Dude, you told me this story.
I was like...
Yeah.
Hard... What?
Wow. Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, you and I were the...
You were blown away.
You and I were the fat kids.
It does.
And I was like, dude...
For some people.
I'm talking about when we were 16.
Yeah.
I'm like...
Wow. Mind blown.
I'm 47.
Yeah.
So we're still the fat kids?
Fat?
Right.
It wasn't my doctor telling me I'm pre-diabetic or the fact that I had like size 44 pants that were tight and a double extra large shirt that I can hardly get on. Mm-hmm. It was this dude kind of going, we were the fat kids. We've always been the fat kids. Like, of course we wore overalls. And I was like, whoa. We were in the brewery, poured the beer out in the thing. And I was like, Carrie, we got to make a change.
Yeah.
This is not happening. And then...
You went too far the other way.
Went too far the other way.
Yeah, because that's how we are, man.
Yeah,
I hear you. My blood work came back.
I started watching that dude. I was at
Cavalier. Yes,
what were you watching?
X, he's the best.
Again,
I'm not
Jeff Cavalier is the man.
Bro culture chat YouTube.
Yeah,
that's not my algorithm. Sorry, guys.
So
he's like 170 pounds.
What does that have to do with it?
It's ridiculous. So I
love that.
I would do the gym,
yeah.
Start doing that, and then I started getting good. And then I was like, okay, get into cycling, and then I started
getting
really into cycling. Then I got addicted to that, and then I started getting to running. Then I got addicted to that, and then I was like, oh, I should do both.
Yeah,
and then I got fit, and then people were like, wow, you look great.
Yeah, you're getting so much positive reinforcement for it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And then I completely forgot that I had an entire family that meant more to me than anything, and I realized like, oh fuck. And then it kind of roller coasters, but I have to learn to I still love riding my bike, and that goes back to a childhood thing because it's freedom and it's just
totally
exploration.
Yep.
I still love running because I just can do it, and it's like
it's a drug. Running.
Listen to a podcast, go out, and but I want to make like little efforts and to do that stuff. I'm currently now extremely addicted to pickleball. Play that like 4 or 5 days a week.
I mean, that's straight up cult shit, so we understand.
It's about community, right? Because I don't necessarily have a ton of friends locally. I have my workmates that absolutely love everyone at work. I have my best friends that are all over the States, but I don't really have, I had the crew, the cycling crew.
Yeah.
Right. That was my clique.
Yeah.
We didn't do anything other than cycle. So if I wanted to hang out, we're on a bike.
What we did. Yeah.
Running, got to run.
Yeah.
Pickleball, play pickleball. Like I don't necessarily have a ton of, I'm not calling someone and be like, let's go out. I have a few friends that will go out to dinner and that's phenomenal. But like growing up in the culture I did, I loved having friends around.
Yeah.
I just love that engagement. And now that I can do it, I want to do it. And it's fun, and it's exciting, but
do you think you've reached
a balance? It's very challenging.
Do you think you're in a place where you're in a healthy balance between
I would hope so.
Obsessive with fitness and a healthy obsession with fitness? Like,
I think I would say, I guess if you have my wife on, she can tell you the same thing. I feel like I'm at a healthy standpoint with that. Again, I don't weigh myself every day. I will. Someone made a comment to me like a year or two ago or something about it. It's not about the scale, it's about the mirror.
100%.
Right? Don't worry about the number that's on there. Are you okay with how you look?
Yeah.
How do your clothes fit? Do you feel comfortable? All those
I would
things.
agree with that.
Yeah. I mean,
but there's something about that number on the scale.
Because it's quantitative.
That reward system is like,
it's low-hanging fruit.
I am working hard enough.
Yeah, totally.
That number's going down.
Yes, it's very quantitative. It's a hard number. You can't argue with the number on the scale.
Yes, numbers, that's the way it is.
It's not going to change. You can't fight me on that one. The number is the number.
Yeah.
But I will tell you right now, if you want to start lifting more weights, that number is going to go up.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? It's not going to go down. So then...
Well, I think I have a lot more body
with
fat
that?
than this, but yeah.
Right. So you have to be, there's a certain scenario that
dude,
piece.
Jeff Cavalier is 170. I mean, he's shredded. He's 5% body fat. You know, that is something I probably will never attain.
Because your body structure may not ever allow you to be there.
100%.
And
I'm an
endomorph
or something.
But I know, like, I cut everything out, and that's how I lost the weight in the beginning. Calories in, calories out. I started watching that dude, and I was like locked in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. Dude,
and then I just started to okay, now
I mean, weight loss in itself is addicting.
It's totally addicting. But
it really is.
But I want to see my abs, though. I've never seen my abs.
That's
it's not
diet.
Gonna happen for me.
Right.
I'm not.
And
I understand.
Not everyone is ever going to see abs. You could do the same exact thing as a 40. What are you? 44, 43?
45. Yeah.
45. No, you're going to be 45 in August, right?
Oh, no, I'm 45. Yeah. I'll be 46.
Okay, so you and another 45-year-old guy who's the same weight and the same height could do the same exact thing and eat the same exact thing for the next 6 months. Your bodies are going to look different at the end, just based on genetics.
Yeah.
He might have abs at that point. You might not.
I mean, I'd have to go down to like 155. I even think when I was 20, I was 155. I mean, I was like,
I also know people who have abs.
I was bitchy. I mean, I didn't like the way I felt. I felt
bitchy.
You know, but I still had some fat around my
it's
stomach.
the Mick Ultras.
I was 20. I wasn't drinking then, but yeah.
But listen, we also know people. Do you know how many, especially women? I mean, even guys that walk around skinny fat. That I'm like, dude, I work out harder than you. I eat cleaner than you do, and your body just looks this way, and mine looks this way.
It's totally different.
It is.
So
and then there's body dysmorphia in there and stuff.
I'm not obsessed with it. I'm concerned about it because I don't ever want to go back.
It's important to you. It's a priority.
It's a priority, but you know what? Like, I think being able to ski and snowboard with my kids and mountain bike with my kids and
that's much more important to me now.
Play pickle with my kids and run around, like, you know, it just doing the 5K and the 4th of July and like that it's amazing to me. And I would hope to inspire them to be active themselves and maybe continue on that journey. Cause I think, you know, sadly we don't, you know, it just, that's not the case for everyone. We're not a healthy lifestyle. In general.
I've told this story to a couple of people.
Yeah, that's why RFK is in the position that he is. And that's the way it is.
Turn it upside down.
I told this story to a couple of people recently. Like my alarm went off the other morning, and I was going to the gym super early, and I really didn't fucking want to, and I rolled over and looked on my phone and looked on Instagram, and I saw Lindsey Vonn working out with a pulverized leg, basically. And I understand she's a professional athlete. I understand, you know, she's got a personal trainer and all that stuff, but I'm like, okay, get the fuck out of bed.
Yeah.
You have two legs that work. You have your health. You have the ability to drive to the gym. You have the ability to pay for the gym membership, and then have a coworker that says, yeah, I'll cover you for 10 minutes so you can get your workout in and come to work a little late. Like, take advantage of that. Like,
you have to.
I love the be all you can be mentality. I love your story, dude. I love the fact that you were like, listen, I'm not okay with myself. I love the fact that you instill in your kids. You're doing it. You got to work hard for yourself. I bought you the clothes. Now you put them on. We need that, dude. In society, we're going the other way with tech and getting lazy. I know as I grow older, I grow more like my dad and stuff, but I'm all right with it.
I don't know. We don't have to go into the tech and being lazy, because I think that there's two different scenarios with the whole piece too. Because I think that
tech can be awesome and help you out with your fitness a lot.
In anything.
You think
educationally.
I'm talking out of my ass? I understand. No,
well,
I might be.
Listen, if you want to argue about it, you can, but that's the way it is. There's no question of it.
You know what, Bill? I also love that
might have been a little lazy.
As long
for
the decade that I've known you, you're always like a work in progress. Like, there's no end game. We're always trying to become better versions of ourselves, better coworkers, better podcast hosts, better athletes, better fathers, better husbands. Like, we're just that idea of like, I'm just working to get to that finish line. Well,
I can't stand that.
Yeah, you gotta.
I hate that. I do not value that anymore. You know, the whole, and I understand, you know, it's different for everybody, but it's Friday. You know, like, we're here for 10 seconds on the planet. We have to make the moment the best of every moment, dude.
You owe it to yourself and to everyone else. You do put that fucking effort in.
Yeah.
Yes. Just put it in. If you're not going to do it, correct.
Yes.
But again, to go back to like you were just saying, when you quit drinking, you knew who you were for 20 years and you were okay with that. That doesn't mean it's a bad thing. You then made the decision.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna change. We're gonna evolve. Now it's the time. Let's change this. Let's do this. Let's go for that. And I think I
had enough. Yeah.
It was
fun.
That's
it was
hard to be
camaraderie.
honest
with
yourself.
Yeah.
To say I've had enough. I'm done. We got to do this change.
You know, Ben Affleck
again,
said
it was for you.
Yes.
Because others asked, and it didn't.
Well, it starts with me.
Yeah.
And I can't. You have to be. You know, right? My kids need a present and sober father.
Yeah.
And it starts with me. It doesn't start with them. It starts with me.
Yeah.
So
you have to be. You know, it's again a cliche, but you have to be the best version of yourself. And if you're not, if you're struggling with all of that, then you're not going to be a good spouse. You're not going to be, you're not going to be able to be the best spouse you can. You're not going to be able to be, you were never a bad father. Like, I want to make that very, very clear.
Yeah, no.
You're just a better version of yourself now, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I could talk to you for the next 3 hours, but we got to go.
Totally.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem, man. Bill Wright, everybody.